Over the Thanksgiving weekend, the Rocking W Ranch reached a major milestone as it was officially recognized as a century farm. Established in 1918, this ranch has been a cornerstone of the Wiebe family's legacy and the agricultural heritage of the Pembina Valley.
Well, my great-great-grandfather, Peter B. Wiebe, purchased the land, which was originally homesteaded by my great-grandfather, Peter P. Wiebe, and his wife, Margaretha Thiessen. And so they came here from Altona to homestead and eventually raise a family. Their son, Frank Wiebe, was my grandfather. And then from that, it went to my dad, Rick Wiebe.
Okay, now Aunt Marge, tell us where you fit into the story.
I am the youngest of four children. I was born in the old house where Frank used to live and where Rick also lived with his family. And so that's where I fit in.
Okay.
And I grew up on this farm until I was about 18. And I went to high school and started, a job in town. So I was back and forth quite a bit until I got married.
And many of the same buildings still exist on this land.
Yes, they are very old. I think they probably would fall over if a person would give them a good kick. But
I like that. Now, Aunt Marge, you have written a book about the family history. It seems like you're quite knowledgeable when it comes to genealogy.
Yeah.
So what led you to write those stories?
Well, we lived in Brazil for 15 years. And when we came back in 1976, we moved back from Brazil. We had been there 15 years and my husband got a different job working in Canada. So when we came back, I all of a sudden got really interested in knowing my family history and family ties. And my mother was still living, and so I could, ask some questions. And my older sisters also knew stuff that I didn't know about, And so I never really did a lot of writing, but all of a sudden, I don't know, did God give me this gift or what? What happened?
It seems like
Anyway, I enjoy writing. Even now, if I have a bug in my thinking, I put stuff in words,
And what a wonderful gift and legacy to leave with the future generations.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
That was my wish, that people would be able to read and remember stuff from olden days, yeah.
So I just want to welcome everyone. Thanks for coming out. This was something that my dad started several years ago. The actual centennial would have been in 2018. And it was put in a folder and on the shelf. And so Barb was cleaning up some stuff and she said, here, because I'm a family genealogist. Well, I do genealogy for a business as well, but here, you might want this. So I took it home and I thought, you know what, I'm going to finish it. As far as the family history goes, it all started back in 1918. While living in Altona, my great-great-grandfather, Peter B. Wiebe, purchased a parcel of land here in the Brawaldi district. The next year, the farm would become his newly wedded son, Peter P. Wiebe, and daughter-in-law, Margaretha Thiessen's homestead. Peter and Margaretha were married in December that year, after which they loaded up their belongings into a wagon pulled by a team of horses and traveled the some 30-mile stretch from Altona here. And in today's day and age, it's hard to believe that somebody would take that kind of trip with a wagon and horses from Altona here. I can't imagine that the roads would have been very good. The farm was also known for various other activities over the years. In the 1990s especially, people flocked to the farm in winter for Dad's famous sleigh rides through the woods on the farm. People still call to this day wondering if we still do sleigh rides and reminisce about their memories from bygone years. I still remember Dad coming in from a ride on an especially cold night. His mustache was just an entire icicle. Grandpa also loved a good team of horses and for many years was involved in several trail rides in southern Manitoba, driving a team instead of riding a horse on day-long trail rides and even many overnight trail rides in the Pembina Valley. He also participated in the Festival du Voyageur for many years, which was a highlight for him. He would give sleigh rides there in Winnipeg during the festival. He also took part in many other local fairs and festival parades. Dad enjoyed team roping and built a team roping arena, and many local roping enthusiasts got their start at the ranch. Not to mention the lessons, clinics, jackpots, 4-H events, and ride nights that were held here as well. year following the final horse sale and the year the farm reached its centennial, 2018, as I mentioned, Dad had started the paperwork to have the farm recognized, but shortly after he was diagnosed with cancer. And with all that was going on, the paperwork was shelved to focus on treatment and recovery. Over the next couple of years, Dad went through the ups and downs of treatment for cancer and sadly passed away on September 6, 2020, just 6 days shy of his 70th birthday. In the months before he passed, Dad sold his remaining horses in an online dispersal auction that ended a significant career in the horse industry, to which he left an incredible mark. I decided to pick up where Dad left off and finish the work he started, to have the farm recognized for over 100 years that it has been in our family and continues to be.
You know, life on the farm isn't that always that very exciting, but one exciting, very exciting every year was when the threshing machine would come. My dad was a very mechanical man, and he was the chief person that took care of that threshing machine, you know, and it would cross our yard. The threshing machine was a big rumbly tractor with an enormous wheels in the back, you know, and would go putt-putting across the yard and then be set up in the fields to do the threshing. And I remember going on that threshing machine when it was running, and you know there were wheels all on the both sides of the threshing machine, and how I didn't get killed as I don't know, and how my father let me do that, you know.
It was a different time.
Yeah, it was. But I loved climbing on the threshing machine and watching, you know, the guys put in the sheaves into feeding it there, and
I love
yeah,
that.
and seeing the wheat come out at the other end, you know. And then we played in the wheat as well, and you know,
great.
yeah.